like I shared at the message, our life is divided into two parts. There's the spiritual side and the natural side of our lives. The natural side is the practical things we need to do to make our lives to count. So we're looking at meeting management as a leader, and we're all leaders at one stage or the other. You're a leader in your home, your father. You're a leader in your business. You're a head of department in your organization. You head a department in church. We're leaders at one level or the other. So as a leader, one of your function is to plan, call, lead, and manage meetings. Very important. You need to plan for meetings. You need to call meetings. You need to lead meetings. You also need to manage meetings. Those are 4 dimensions of meeting management. You need to plan it. You need to call it. You need to lead it. You need to manage and, of course, execute the decisions therein. So there are a number of things we need to put in mind. Number 1 is adequate preparation. Adequate preparation. Always have a plan, a purpose, or a plan, purposes, or purpose, an agenda for every meeting. Never call or run a meeting unprepared. So don't just call meeting for call. Are we meeting? They just meet. We have to meet every Sunday. We have to meet every Wednesday. Meet every Monday morning. No. You must adequately prepare for any meeting. So always have a plan. What's your plan for the meeting? What's the purpose? You run a business. You run a business of 5 people. Have regular meetings that you call with a purpose. So every meeting must have an agenda. Never call or run a meeting unprepared or inadequately prepared. Yet the leader, a leader shows us the way where we are going. So every meeting you must come with a prepared plan. So never run a meeting prepared or inadequately prepared. Send an agenda ahead of time. So we all know what we are meeting to do. That means you must train your team to know that if you have an agenda, prepare for the agenda. Prepare for the meeting. So nobody comes to meeting unprepared. So send an agenda ahead of time so participants can also prepare adequately. Very important. So we know where we are meeting tomorrow at 10 o'clock. So even if you run a small business, you always have a meeting regularly with a purpose. Have a meeting to review your sales last week, you review your sales last month. Have a meeting to plan for the next month. No matter how many people you're leading, have regular meetings. Number 2, whenever you call a meeting, start on time. Start on time. If it's 9 o'clock, you can give 5 minutes of grace for, latecomers, but start on time and clearly articulate the purpose of the meeting. Why? So when you are the leader of a meeting, call the meeting to order. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to start now. Why we are here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Articulate the purpose of the meeting and call for contributions. So you start the meeting yourself as a leader. Tell them we're here to solve our sales problem. Last month, our target was short of 200,000 naira. So we're calling this to know how this month we can make up for the shortfall and also make our target. So articulate the purpose of the meeting and then call for contributions. Don't make contribution as a leader in the initial stage because you need to pick the brains of those in the meeting. Then number 3, keep to time and manage your time well. Never start or end late. If the meeting is 1 hour, for goodness sake, as much as possible, end within that 1 hour. So keep to time, manage your time well, never start or end late. So that means you need to manage time for each of the contributions. Sometimes contributions are many on the point. Once a point has been made, then go to the next point. Manage your time properly and effectively to keep to time. Number 4, as a leader, you need to listen attentively. Listening is a soft skill you must acquire. You must learn to listen. So your mind must be at the meeting. In church, we call it buying and selling spirit. When you're in church and your mind is already in Oklahoma, your mind is already in so fresh for your lunch. So in church, we bind those spirits of buying and I know what they call it, buying and selling. But sometimes your mind, and everybody's mind wanders. Even your own mind wanders once in a while. My mind wanders from church too. You know how I handle it? I just say, my mind keep quiet here in church. I say it. Nobody hears why. I said, my mind keep quiet here in church. When I say that, my mind comes back to church. So you know it's common to man. I know your own mind also wanders once in a while. So learn to speak to your mind. So listen attentively and take notes. So you know where to contribute, where to add, where not to add. Take note, listen attentively, take note. And if it's a good formal meeting, let somebody take the minutes. You need to take notes so you can know what to follow up. And also what you need for future reference. Very important. And then manage the meeting and the people. This is where many leaders have a problem, is managing the meeting and managing the people. Establish ground rules. Establish ground rules. Sometimes you have to counsel people, husband and wife, and they want to begin to argue in your office. You must establish ground rules before you start. You want to talk to your children, you must have ground rules. So manage the meeting and the people, establish ground rules. I've mentioned 5 rules there. Number 1, discussion must be limited to the agenda. Don't take us on a wild goose chase. Don't talk about Nigerian economy. We are talking about production or whatever. So don't talk politics. Go straight to the point. Limited to the agenda. That's why I've given you an agenda. Limit the discussion to the agenda. When we finish the discussion or the meeting, we can talk about any other thing. So discussion was limited to the agenda. Number 2, no interruption when anyone is speaking. Once somebody has taken the floor or the mic or is standing up, nobody should interrupt. Let that person finish and then you can now contribute or whatever. So no interruption. These are ground rules. Number 3, no foul language or disrespectful words. If you don't set up the ground rules, the meeting will go out of hand. Don't allow anybody to disrespect anybody else. What you have said is stupid. No. Sir, we don't use that kind of language here. No, don't allow foul language or disrespectful words. You don't have any sense. No, we don't talk like that. You are the leader, set the ground rules. Number 4, no arguments. No argument. We can have a robust discussion, but not an argument. In an argument, nobody wants to lose the argument. So don't allow arguments in a meeting. Arguments come especially by interruption. Don't allow interruption. Don't allow any argument. Make your point. If you don't agree, tell us why you don't agree about your point. No argument. Then no side talk. So everybody must concentrate. And then you must know how to be discreet about the use of telephones. So telephone can be a means of distraction. It could be that the person is taking note or checking a fact, but also the person is distracted. He's sending a food list to her husband to buy from the market. So you must be discreet as the use of the phone. So my need to put ground rules. You see, if you work in a proper office, they don't allow phones. Most of us don't work in proper offices. When you come, your phone is out of reach. But again, we can't legislate too much on that. And then the other ground rule is let each participant be engaged in the meeting. You're going to have people who are very, very vocal and those who are not vocal at all. You're going to have extroverts and introverts in your meeting. You need to manage those who talk a lot. Mrs. XYZ, okay, you've made your point. Can you please sit down? Mr. John, do you have anything to say? Yeah, you encourage the introverts, the quiet people to contribute, and you manage those who talk too much, not to over-talk. Somebody who doesn't want to talk, who doesn't want to get involved, but has a great idea, you must encourage them to be able to speak. And those who always talk every time, learn to manage them. Somebody is going to say, well, okay, fine. The agenda we have today is on sales, not on HR. Next time we'll talk, but it's important. I know it's important, but next time we'll have a meeting on HR. For today is on sales. Bring the person back to the agenda. And please, you've made your point. Can you please sit down? And you're polite, but firm. And those who don't want to talk, who have ideas, you encourage them to talk. So let each person get involved in the meeting. And then let the meeting environment be safe. Let the meeting environment be safe and conducive for healthy, robust contribution. Let the meeting environment be safe and conducive for healthy, robust contribution. So don't let anybody intimidate anybody. Don't let anybody, feel intimidated. Let it be a safe environment where I can say my mind. Let there be a robust discussion where people can contribute what they need to contribute. Number 7, very important, Whenever you run a meeting, please make decisions. Make decisions. That is, you must come to conclusions on specific things. Make decisions, come to conclusions on specific things. Solve problems. Don't just have a meeting where it's just a chit chat. Come to a conclusion. Solve a particular problem. Very important. And then assign responsibilities based on decisions of the meeting. I'll come to that. Number 8, have a follow-up and feedback mechanism. When you have a meeting, have a follow-up and feedback mechanism. That is, who will report back on a pending matter. You want to have a branch office in Ikeja. Who will go and look for the branch office? Who will see the agent? We need to go and meet somebody in Central Bank. Have a feedback mechanism. When will you give us a feedback? So have a feedback and follow-up mechanism for that. Who will do what and when will they do it? Very important. So summarize key points and assign follow-up actions. So what we have decided now, I'm counseling a couple now. They're abroad, but I see people who are abroad. This is why I'm in Nigeria. And one of the problems I discovered in their marriage is when they talk, they don't come to conclusions. So I told each of them, when you have a family meeting, when you have a discussion, at the end of a discussion, ask, what have we decided now? What have we decided now? Who will take action? Then they gave me a feedback. They now said they realized they have not been talking all these years. They've married for over 10 years. They've not been talking. Because what the woman thinks she said is not what the husband thinks she said. So always ask, come to summarize the key points. So what have we decided on this issue of moving the office to Ikeja? Really on Allen Avenue or Toyin Street or Pebby or somewhere? What have we decided? So we come to a conclusion. So you talk with your wife, what have we decided? You did not say that. I said that. That's because the leader of the house, which is a man, does not understand meeting management. So summarize the key points, assign follow-up action. And then number 9, I think the last one, always evaluate the effectiveness of your meeting. So as a leader, look at the meeting. What happened at the meeting? Was the agenda accomplished? Did you get the job done? Were you able to make decisions? Was there a follow-up plan? Was the meeting effective or not effective? Did you manage the time well? Did you manage the people well? Always evaluate your meeting to check its effectiveness. So the next meeting should be better than the previous meeting. So don't just run meeting and then you don't know whether you're effective or not. So it's important as leaders, we are all leaders, please learn to plan, call. So there's a time to call a meeting. We need to meet at so time. We need to plan a meeting, call meetings, lead the meeting. You are the leader, lead the meeting. If you want to delegate leading to the meeting, let people know this is a guy leading the meeting. But most times you should be the one leading the meeting yourself. Very important. Because if you lead, it means the meeting is important. So let's understand that we have to call meetings. You have to learn meeting management as a leader. You cannot lead without ability to manage meetings. Very important. Then you have to be bold. When you call meetings, you must be in charge. The leader is in charge. Don't surrender leadership to somebody who's vocal. Somebody are vocal in your team or in your organization. Don't surrender leadership to them. You decide what happens. And then in any meeting, there's only one voice. Your voice. If there are two voices, your leadership is spoiled. What do you mean by two voices? If we decide now that, okay, from today, our next meeting is going to be held on Wednesdays at 10 o'clock. And we have decided they cannot go back and hold the meeting on Thursday. That's the second voice. So as a leader, train yourself to be competent and bold so that you become a voice. That's why you prepare for meetings so you know what you want to do. And finally, it's important you understand that, like I said, you tell us what the meeting is about, but you don't conclude at the beginning. You conclude at the end. So I tell you, we are here for 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what we want to discuss. The floor is open. I will let all of you talk and I will pick your brain When the meeting has ended, I'll not say, ladies and gentlemen, what we have decided now is this. What I've decided is I've picked all your brain together and I put a summary. I think I'm very wise. So don't say, we're moving to Ikeja from next month. Accountant will say, excuse me, sir, our accounts cannot allow us to do that. We need 3 months to prepare for that. Say, okay, I'm sorry, we're not moving this month. We're moving in 3 months' time. No, that's a bad decision. Say, I think we need to move to Ikeja. The floor is open. Accountant will say, it's good for us to move, but our finances will not allow that in the next 3 months. So when we all finish, okay, fine, we're moving to Ikeja. We're moving in November because I've picked everybody else's brain. Okay? Questions? No questions today? Yes, sir, please feel free. Let's learn to talk. One of the things we do in church, we teach you verbal confidence. When you ask you to talk, it's part of training in church for verbal confidence because you are going places. Some of you go to United Nations and give speech. Learn it here now. Okay.
Amen.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, Pastor. Really grateful. My name is Kayode, and I just wanted to ask about daily meetings. Well, it's a two-sided question of sorts. So at some point, organizations invented or started doing like stand-up meetings, daily meetings, like, I don't know, in the morning or later in the day, whichever. And after a while, it started becoming monotonous. So same thing, and then the meeting attendees started becoming irritated, or it was just they hear meeting and like, not again, same thing over and over again. But then the executive or the management have a reason for that. It sort of aligns everybody and helps them to also know what is going on in the business. So what is your prescription regarding daily meetings? Should you have daily meetings? Is it a necessary thing, or should you space it? And then the flip side is how much of control or how much of contribution should the attendees have in structuring the meeting? So after a while, the attendees start saying, well, everyday meeting is not good. Should you consider and say, okay, fine, what do you want? Or say, well, I know what I'm trying to achieve, so let's keep having this daily meeting. So how do you balance that? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Good question. That's the last point, number 9. Always evaluate the effectiveness of your meetings. So as a leader, I'm having daily meetings. I need to regularly check, are these daily meetings effective? Are they monotonous? Or can we get the reports sent by email or as a memo, or we meet once in a week or twice a week? So most of the time, organizations, they are set in their ways. They don't check the effectiveness of a meeting. So is the meeting actually effective? So we need to know what is happening in all the departments. So we meet every day at 12 o'clock. But suddenly there's nothing to report. Or we're reporting the same thing. Okay, we have met our target and things are going on fine. We say that every week. It doesn't make any sense. So most times we don't check the effectiveness of our meetings. If a meeting is not necessary, then we don't need to call the meeting. A meeting must have a purpose, must have an agenda, must have something to achieve. If it's not achieving it, then either the meeting is wrong, or we don't call the meeting, or we space the meeting. We can't be having meeting as a matter of custom. Then the people in the meeting will no longer contribute. They will not prepare. So most leaders don't check the effectiveness of their meetings. We must meet every Monday morning. We don't have to meet every Monday morning. Do you understand? So we can meet once a month. Or if there's an emergency, we meet once a month. An emergency, we cannot call an emergency to look at what is happening. So, but when people begin to complain, meeting again, then there's a problem with that kind of meeting. Then people will just be nonchalant about the meeting, not prepared, just do things anyhow. And if it's a place where they cannot talk, we call it corporate silence, they just keep quiet and let the man be rambling around, wasting his time. So we must check how effective is our meeting. It doesn't have to be every week or every day or every month. It has to be necessary to call a meeting. So check the effectiveness before you call any meeting. Good question. Okay. Any other question? Okay. Oh, yes, sir. Please, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Okay, good morning, sir. Mine is not a question. It's just appreciation. I just want to thank you for this guideline. I just took a picture of this because I just found myself in a new work environment, and the culture of the environment is they hold a lot of different kind of meetings and a lot of engagement with different kind of stakeholders. And the best way that they have been, achieving results is by having constant tracking, monitoring, follow-up, and engagement via virtual meetings. And that's totally different from my previous environment where we have just weekly meeting, then probably not regular intra-departmental or unit meeting. So I just want to thank you for this framework because it helps me to give, direction, and it helps me to have a guidance in the meeting because most of these meetings are what I will be responsible for. So thank you very much. I will not take this meeting lightly anymore.
Thank you. You're welcome, sir. Okay, another question, or we adjourn for lunch? Any other question? Okay, I think we're done. Now keep these things, or we might need them tomorrow. He says, you must understand something. And I keep saying, I'm not joking, I'm not trying to psych you up. You guys are going places. Seriously. It will shock you where God will take you tomorrow. Like there used to be a guy when we first started church. He was in Kaduna. I'm not sure that Mr. Adenka will know him, but we'll still remember him. He was in Kaduna. He was a Rastafarian. He was even in the Rastafarian community, so he had braids. And then he used to play reggae music on his box guitar. So he came to Ibadan. His name was Pato. We'll be playing, and people didn't like him because he was not a normal guy, Rastafarian box guitar and then singing reggae song in church. I used to call him Pato International. That's what I call him. Pato. And they will reply and say, Baba, Baba. No, the kind of guy that say, Baba. Imagine you call your pastor Baba. But today now, he has meetings United Nations. He runs meetings United Nations. So don't look down yourself. Do you understand? Don't look down yourself. Take church serious. Take Christianity serious. Do you understand? And it will shock you where God will take you. Lift your hands, everybody. Let's thank God for a good week. Just prophesy to your week that this week I'm blessed and highly favored. This week I'm blessed and highly favored. Wherever I go, favor answers for me. Wherever my name is mentioned, favor speaks for me. Whatever I lay my hands to do prospers. In all my labor this week, there's profit. I'm protected by the blood of Jesus. No evil shall come near me. No place shall come near my dwelling place. The greatness in me will be exhibited and adequately rewarded. I'm indeed a leader. My life counts. I'm a reference model in my chosen way, the standard with example to follow. Thank you, Lord, because your grace on my life will not be in vain. Father, we're grateful. We declare the week is blessed and we'll thank you. Open the eyes of your children to see who they really are so they can step into reality of those things. We're grateful and we'll thank you. In Jesus' precious name. God bless you. Have a good morning and enjoy your week.